This podcast contains stories that may or may not have happened. If you're offended easily, here's your chance to run.
Welcome back to the Knockabout podcast. Obviously, we just had Alan Pascoe on character, absolute legend of the league. But this guy here we've got on here, I'm actually excited, a bit nervous because I like taking piss out of people, but I think this guy's got me covered. And look, it's sure to be a great show to watch this one here. But anyway, 7-time best and fairest player, 8 times in the team of the year, 1,347 goals, so I just rounded it off to 1,350. 6-time premiership player, now full-time comedian. That's a fair resume there. Welcome to Brady Hunter. Brady, how you going?
Hey, can we put in a round of applause there? Thank you.
But you know the best thing, Brady, before we get to it?
What's that?
You only played 6 years. How did we come up with that?
It's actually, I reckon you've underdone me there a little bit. 8 times best and fairest, I think.
8 times best and fairest.
8 years, 8 times.
I did ask a good friend today, Craig Russell, if is it true that you won 7? He goes, look, I don't know if it's true, but I've seen you play football. I don't think it's true.
I have shared with him a couple of times.
But what we'll do, Brady, before we ask you some serious questions, can I offer you a smoke?
No.
Yeah.
Is that what we have to do on the show?
Hey, you have to have the smoke because I'm actually nervous.
Oh, you're
I'm actually nervous.
in the greatness. I'll take one of these.
Yeah, no, I'm actually nervous.
I'm nervous too.
Look, you're the biggest name on the show so far.
Well, you must have had many very big names on the show there. And so what's the wall? What's the deal of the wall? Is he all right or what? Is this the first time anyone's died on the show?
I tell you what, these matches, there's a fucking strong. No wonder they died on the But anyway, when we get to the war, that's look, every guest that comes on the show, we get to sign the war.
Why didn't the last maggot sign the wall? I mean, not maggot.
No.
Umpire.
I think he did, didn't he?
Did he sign the wall?
He's like, well, how come they can sign the wall? That's all right, we'll sign for him, white maggot.
What's going on, mate?
You know what, buddy?
Can I be honest for a second?
Yeah,
So I didn't know what you were up to these days. I've seen that you started a podcast. Is that because you got sacked from coaching early on in the year?
I get sacked everywhere I go.
That's all about, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Look, we tried the old I resigned, but it don't work these days.
I'm going to do a podcast, what everyone does when they get sacked.
Look, I just thought, you know what, I get bored easily. So I thought, you know what, obviously Cam and my other mate told me push to do a podcast, and I thought, you know what, give it a crack.
Yeah, there we go.
Give it a crack. And also I watched your podcast show, and you're an absolute.
No, nowhere near as good as this. I actually have to be honest, Cam. Welcome back. I heard you got the sack.
You got the sack.
Yeah, it's good to have back. And I listened to the episode when you weren't here. I swear to God, I fell asleep. Not in a bad way. I think I just put it next to me and I fell asleep. Like, I was going to say thank you. I don't need sleeping pills anymore.
I was getting excited now for you. Give me a good rap.
It was good for the first 30 seconds.
Oh, viewers, it's going to be a show and a half, this one here. And, but anyway, Cam, before we get on to you've been a comedian, obviously, good start so far, you're just bagging the fuck out of it.
No, never.
But quite hard, you started your junior football down at Glenorchy?
I did start my junior football down at Glenorchy, and I learned a lot playing there, like how to steal cars, how to drink beers, how to pick up sexy women. And then I went to the under-10s. No, I did. I like it. It was just a good, you wouldn't believe this, they do have a bit of a bad name, but it was a good camaraderie, and like everyone just stuck together. Even the coaches were pretty cool back then. Dave Casano, Kulo, they used to take us out for pizzas after the game.
Maybe was your first First coach, was he?
No, he's one of the coaches, the only one I can remember.
So you had no one 14
Yeah. Well, I won my first best and fairest in the under 10s. No, they didn't have them back then. No, but I just remembered we all stuck together. We all didn't even all go to school together. I went to St Andrews and everyone went to Glenorden.
Oh,
So I was like, yeah, I was like, yeah, little cat.
Oh, wow. I wouldn't have picked that one.
Yeah, and I still remember playing in the under 10s round robin, and the umpire come across and said, and you can ask my mum this, she said, that kid there is going to play AFL one day. And guess what? He was wrong. Nowhere near it. I actually trained the Bulldogs when I was Werribee and then Western Bulldogs, but I got nowhere. I had my trademark. Is he dying there? Is he dying? I've never been around greatness before.
I have to change snakes. This one's absolutely killing me. I can't go cat. I can't go Betty. I'm killing
What's going on here?
I'm just trying to think. Is there marijuana in this?
I'm hoping so. We're going to have to finish the episode.
But anyway, obviously, you played with some good players down at Glenwood, and obviously, one of your best mates is Ricky Muscat.
Yeah. He's my best mate, and he actually, we played football all our junior scale. I'm not sure if you knew this, but I played for Werribee Centrals with him in the under 18s.
Yeah.
Glenore didn't have under 18, so we went across there, played every single game, and then I ended up playing the last 4 games in the seniors and lost the best and fairest on the last game to Ricky.
Oh, to Ricky?
Yeah.
Did you turn on it?
Yeah, I tell you what, I ran out of the car park, thanked the coach, and they said that kid would never play Ricky. Never thought Ricky again.
I've got no doubt. But the thing I love about, when we did mention Ricky, I was in the Australian Idol, who's best mate, but the thing that got me was he did go on Australian Idol, you know what? But it wasn't all about Ricky. It wasn't all about Ricky because
you bring it up this.
because the cameraman in every show had the camera on you.
The story is. He still hates it to this day. And when he went on The Voice, I've done the worm as well, and he hated that as well. But when we lined up overnight, and then he said to me, I just lined up just to support him. And then when we got to the front of the line, I said, should I try out? He goes, no. Okay, try out for fun. And he goes, if you get through, I'll give you a BJ. I won't say exactly what he says because he thought I had no chance. So I went in. I said, I believe I could fly. And the people said, mate, you could win this. And gave me a golden ticket. I come out and he goes, what the hell is going on here? He goes, if you get through the next round, you can do anything to me. You wouldn't believe it. I went in. They said, mate, if you keep trying, you could win this whole thing. I got through. So then when I seen the judges, Ricky goes, I don't know what's going on here. There's something. Sing. We're walking out. Go sing to me. I was like, I believe I can fly. It's like, I didn't get it. I don't know what's going on here. So when I got in front of judges, Marsha Hines, Dicko, and what's that other guy's name? Mark Holden.
Yeah. That's right. He was big on the show.
Yeah. I ended up catching up with him afterwards, not for anything funny, but just watching him on Dance with the Stars. We actually become friends. Yeah. But at the show, Dicko goes, mate, I sang I Believe I Could Fly. He goes, mate, the only way you're going to fly is on the Qantas plane. I go, Dicko, I know I'm good. Australians are good. It's just you don't have a clue. He goes, you're living in a fancy land. And then Marsha said, do you really think you're good? I said, yes. She goes, do you really think you're good? And I said, I think I'm ready for Neighbours. And they kicked me out. They kicked me out and they kicked the football and the rest is history. But Ricky hated it. Ricky hated it.
Because you know what? As a part of Glenorden at that time and Werribee, we're looking forward to seeing Ricky's head on it, but no, instead, what do we see? Freddie Hunter on every show.
I believe I can fly.
Ricky, I know you hated it, but I tell you what,
it's made me who I am today.
100%, and obviously he's going really well.
Oh, yeah, he's just about to go to America, actually. He's moving over to America.
Oh, he's moving?
Yeah, so he moves next Monday.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
The Maltese kid.
Well, he was spewing because he really wanted to come on here before he went.
So we kept... The Maltese kid that ate pistachios for breakfast, he's going to America. We love you, Ricky.
Yes, we do.
We love you, Ricky. But, you know what? You worked with Wardy before. I know I'm one of the biggest names you work with, but for the viewers, who is a person you've enjoyed working with?
working with the most, as in celebrity or in general?
Celebrity, yeah, because
Because
us viewers here, we're not going to be, we're not going to be about celebrities.
yeah. I liked working with a guy called Ari Shafir. He's a comedian. Oh, here we go. He's very.
In case the missus comes in.
Ari Shafir is a comedian from America as well.
Okay.
And he's friends with Joe Rogan. He's always on Joe Rogan's show, but it was just cool hanging out with him.
Yeah.
But Toddy Goldsmith as well.
Okay.
Toddy, she was a very nice lady, very welcoming, just easy to get along with. We just spoke for it. Yeah. So
Yeah, welcome.
yeah, very welcoming.
Yeah.
I guess it's in friends.
Yeah. And look at how young viewers were. I don't know. So,
Our young viewers.
I think it could be the smoke. Same big elements or something like that. But our young viewers won't.
They won't give a crap unless it's Twitch off a fortnight or something like that.
You actually dated.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. South Melbourne. They went to Sydney.
Yeah.
And Dr. Edelston, he pumped the money in, and he had a beautiful
wife,
very beautiful, and people weren't worried about the foot, just looking at her. But is it true, or is it just a rumor that you actually dated her?
Dated Bryn Edelston?
Bryn Edelston.
Yeah. Yeah, I did date Bryn Edelston, and it's in every newspaper. We used to walk down the street and paparazzi used to follow us down the road.
Wow.
And funny story, very nice lady, and very down to earth. But I met her at an event, and then she actually came on my radio show, and we hit it off. Anyway, but the funny story is my mate said to me, "You've got to take her somewhere nice, man. You're dating like a celebrity. You've got to take her to the best restaurant you've ever been to." I'm from Werribee, yeah? I swear to God. I took her to La Boquera at the Werribee Plaza. No, I promise you. We went to the tavern first, played the pokies, and then she said, "What is this?" And the chef come out, didn't even know Lubbock had a chef. And he said, "Would you like wine, you bastard?" I was like, "Wine? What is going on here?" And yeah, she left me just after that. No, she didn't really.
Was that the time or you can eat? Was that or you can eat?
I said, "Pay for a meal, get rid of rum bring." Yes.
I actually say that story. I took my missus out to dinner last week, and
you can eat?
no, it's a good meal, but me best mate paid for it. Snack. I thought that was quality. Yeah. She complained when you take her out.
You done the right thing.
I took her out.
You're very romantic.
And my best mate paid for it. So.
You're a romantic. Hey, you're just down to earth, aren't you? I've got a question for you. Did you really play cricket when you were younger and then leave your kids at the cricket club so you could go night clubbing?
Yes, I did.
At the club.
I forgot about it. I forgot about our kids that night.
What was the club you went to?
Would have been the old what was that place called? Well,
my God!
Well, that's it. I wouldn't go. The other joint I wouldn't go to the tuna. That was a Friday night special at tuna.
People are going to love this out there. People are going to love this.
This room, if people look, and I know he's getting excited. Eddie Bryson saying he's getting excited. As soon as I mention the tuna, he's just grumpy. He's lit up a joint and smoking away. Eddie, we love you, Eddie.
Yeah, we do, lady.
Another story, true story, I left in there, but I had a shitty game of football. I made the kids walk home.
No,
True story.
You made them walk home.
How far? Half an hour walk.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and when they come home, I was on the couch. I can't good.
You come good?
I can't good, yeah, so I bought a Macca's that night. But the ex-missus paid for it. I'm just a charmer and that, so there you go. Just I do notice you're having a couple of weeks, a podcast with Warwick Kappa.
Yes, me and Kappa, he'll be watching as well. Rory Kappa,
yeah.
Deja Vu. And he's got another podcast coming up soon, which I'd like you to come with me.
Beautiful.
And I'd like him to get some good quality content off you, or if you can't sleep at night, work, just listen to this, and you'll fall asleep.
Warwick, I'll tell you now, true story.
Yeah.
You thought you had tighter shorts? I had tighter ones than
You
you.
had tight shorts.
I did have tight shorts.
And you could play too, you could, Phil.
It's okay.
Oh, you don't have to ask him twice.
I was okay. Well, Alan did say that in the best 10 in the league. So,
I think he's got Alzheimer's or something, that guy.
you know, so, but look, how did you actually get into being a comedian?
You played footy with me when I was
Yeah,
younger.
yeah.
I was class clown in the showers, ran a mark, did my best work in the showers. You can't
I
talk
can
about
vouch on that. I
Yeah,
can
we
vouch on
know.
that, yeah.
So then I always wanted to, a centre of attention, all that sort of stuff. So I was doing Neighbours first. So I always
Okay.
wanted to be on Neighbours. Been on Neighbours 6 times now. Sweeping up the floors and that, yeah. And then got better roles, and then done a comedy course and met a guy called Doug Chappell, and he helped me a lot. Set me on the right path, and as soon as I'd done the comedy course, the first gig I actually done was in front of 300 people,
Oh, well,
and it was the best feeling ever. Getting up there and expressing yourself, and getting all those laughs, thinking it was the easiest thing ever because I had all my mates there, which you can't go off. Second gig, there was no one there, and got no laughs at all, and forgot all my stuff and hated it. But it's like a roller coaster ride, which every person thinks they can do easy as anything. But comedy is subjective, and you'll get different crowds that like different things. So it's not as easy as getting up and just telling gags straight away. You have to read the crowd, see what they're like, and if you're losing them, you have to always try to fight to win them back. And a lot of people freeze up there. A lot of people don't know what they're doing. So it's actually a hard trade.
So I'll be no good. I'll be honest, Brady. I've been no good at that because I get up there getting no laughs. I've been chucking chairs at tables and just chucking the teeth out of it and everything.
I've seen that before.
But that's going to be a scary part. And we can have
The unknown.
the unknown, 100%.
It's actually, So, and I find now that I'm not really nervous when I go in front. I had a couple of gigs in the country on the weekend, and now, like, not the biggest crowds, but it's just getting up there, not knowing what's going to happen, and then trying to use it in your favor. Like the first night we had a gig on a Friday, and the guy just kept talking and talking and talking. He was a school teacher, and the MC just hated it, so he just went in. So when I got up, I shut him down. But the thing I'm talking about with comedy is the next night he got up and spoke about that night, saying, the school teacher was in, Denali, and he was so annoying. So he's told the crowd this.
Okay.
So then I have to think on my toes. So I get up, he goes, Brett Hunter. And he introduced me, and I said, yeah, hey, I'm Brett, and I'm a school teacher from Denali. And they just loved it. That's just thinking on the spot.
Yeah.
But you have to be quick and witty, and I'm good looking as well. So
There's no doubt in it. So
there's no doubt.
So it's spirit of the moment.
Yeah.
Comedy spirit of the moment.
Yeah.
So if you find, like this show,
Yeah.
I'm absolutely winging it. I
We're getting it all right.
I write scripts and I think,
Yeah.
halfway through, I don't know what I'm saying.
You're actually doing really well.
So I think that's what makes show special or the person. You just be yourself.
When we've done enough funny things in our life where if you express yourself, you can make it funny.
Yeah.
Like I have a conversation with my mum, and it turns into a 5 to 10 minute routine.
Yeah.
And it's just real. Like, I'll give you an example. I told my mum I had a friend with benefits, just joking around, just stuffing around, joking around, and she thought I was dating someone on Centrelink. That's a routine right there.
Well,
That's it.
That's just being old fashioned.
Yes.
So, what's she on Centrelink?
What she
Was.
She was.
Hey,
She got a $500 loan that week.
be from where's that?
I met her in the Centrelink line.
I still can't believe you took her to the fucking theatres. I still can't believe that. I thought I was a shit human being. You ready?
We end up going. We went to the place at the casino. I don't even know what it's called. What's it called? Rockpool.
Oh, no, that's anyone's.
So I'm not even lying now. I hope she's not watching, but we shared a meal. I wasn't going to buy 2 meals there. I think Dougie ended up paying for it as well anyway. So
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought, you know what, when the current partner I got,
Yeah.
Our first date night, we went to the brook.
Oh, nice.
No, yeah, it's even better.
Nice.
She actually paid for it.
Oh my god.
True story.
How did she
Ready?
come?
True story.
Why did she come back? How many know since she was 12?
Yeah, true story. So I thought it was a chance that night.
What? For what? Getting a free feed?
No, but actually, you know, I'm thinking, oh, you know, she's paid for dinner.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I'm a chance. So on the way home, obviously the house we were in, she lived there and I lived down the road. We went to Mac. She wanted a hot chocolate. We sat in a fucking car park for 3 hours, sucking on the 5th hot chocolate. Right? This is true.
What is going
Yeah,
on?
this is true story. And I'm thinking to myself, it's not going to happen tonight. So we've got something in common,
Well,
Freddie.
we're
classy men.
Can I tell you a story about my
100%.
McDonald's? So, and this didn't work out for me as well, same as you on that night. So I was at a wedding, and this lady, I won't say her name, Michelle, not my ex, but another one, just first night I met her. So we're at a wedding, she goes, we're just talking, and I said, oh, do you want to lift home? She says, yeah. So we're talking overnight, getting to know each other, actually kicked it off. It was really good, and she was very beautiful. Hormones, endorphins are flying because she's at a wedding, caught the bouquet, whatever. So we're driving home, and then she's like, can you stop exactly the same thing?
Sorry, Peter. I seen it people pretty door. Sorry, mate. Sorry.
She's leaving him. She's leaving him now. She said, can you stop at Macca's to get a hot chocolate? And I said, yeah, no worries. Now, hot chocolates are $3.30, $4, $3.30. Now, tell me, would you do this? So we went through Macca's. I said, can we get a small hot chocolate? She said, I want a medium. I said, can you get small? She said, yes. As we get to the counter, I had a Monopoly voucher, free hot chocolate. So I paid with the Monopoly voucher.
As you do.
She never spoke to me again.
Fuck, that's pretty rude. Pretty rude.
Is that bad, Kevin? Can you pay with a Monopoly voucher on the first date? He's saying yes.
Look, that's classy.
That is classy.
That
I'll
looks-
never use that Monopoly voucher on anyone else.
So there you go, viewers. If you think we're not classy,
There you go.
well, everything Freddie said,
Yeah.
Monopoly vouchers,
Yeah.
love
Like
the kid is
a-
all you can eat. What more can you ask for from
You
a
can't
guy?
ask for much more than that. I can't give much more than that. Like I try my best.
No,
Yeah.
really, look, I love watching your shows. I love the way you, obviously, known you as a young kid.
Yep.
You used to,
Run amok.
I don't know if you can remember, but you used to wear my number on your back.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I walked out.
You used to wear, you know the best thing about it?
every time.
I was number 9 and you were number 15. So you got, but you know what? I didn't want to break your heart.
You told me I want your number. I've thought that my whole career.
I didn't want to break it. Actually, you wore Eggie's number.
She broke my heart.
Yeah, I'll break your heart tonight, but
Oh my
I've
god.
known you since a young bloke. You're absolutely one of the greatest
Yep.
blokes I've met. Obviously, being an older player coming to Glenorden and seeing you young blokes come into the club, you've really embraced us older blokes.
Oh, yeah.
You made our job a lot easier because we weren't, originally, a lot of us weren't Werribee boys.
Nah,
You know, I grew up in Kensington, but
you can tell.
yeah, 100% you get tired ass, yeah, that's it. No money,
Yes.
no, hey, even better, no teeth. That's it, you know, but just seeing you grow as a, you know, obviously watching you play, and you could play football.
Oh,
You know, we could take the piss and that, but,
yeah.
you know, but I do believe Craig Rosemary Buffer got rid of us too,
Yeah.
right, because we didn't handball. We never handball, so
Kevin Bartlett.
I've got no doubt he went up to Dean Como. Got no doubt.
Get rid of them now.
And after,
It's either them two or me.
and Dean did not hesitate to get rid of us too. So, Buffer, if you're watching the show, for me and Brady, fuck you. Give him the finger. We'll cop a fine over that now. You know, so. But watching you start, you're obviously working with some
Yeah.
great celebrities and things like that.
Nothing compares to this show, though.
Look, I think this show will look
Yeah.
very raw.
Very raw.
Still learning from your podcast.
I'm
You know,
I'm learning a lot now.
you know. So what I like to do before we do let you go is
Can I say something before
you
I let
can
you
say
go?
whatever you want.
So just before we go, I want to play a little game with you. What do these have in common? Just before we go, this is for the viewers. This is for Phil. Werribee Centrals, St Andrews Cricket Club, Glenorden Football Club, Alban Vale, Wyndham Suns assistant coach, and Grade United Cricket Club. What do they all have in common?
I know where this is going. Look,
He got the sack.
hang on.
Hang on. Sack from all these clubs.
Hang on, but
It's not you, it's me. It's actually you.
No, it is me. I'm victimised, but look, I was getting sacked at every club, but before I could get to sack, I resigned. So all these clubs that wanted to sack me, I resigned.
Last but not least, aim up.
Hey, hang on, who you been talking to?
Did you get a sack from a furniture shop?
You
For
did.
sleeping on the bed?
Have you been talking to a 4 foot nothing to walk?
No, he's not happy about this one. He's not happy about this one.
True story. My daughter-in-law,
Aim up.
Emma, she became the big boss. True story.
And she sacked you.
She did sack me. Having a smoke and a non-smoking section. And that is a true story. And
I heard you wouldn't be happy about that one.
no, they're very, very salty on that one. Very salty. And
Oh, I thought I had to bring it into it.
you know what? I'm actually impressed. You did your homework.
I did my homework.
And especially the AMR one. I think I know which path I'm going down there. So, great move, no, excellent.
thank
Excellent.
you, mate.
Stitched me up. So, definitely won't be our sponsors, AMR. All right, Brady, before we let you go, I've got 5 questions.
Oh, easy.
All right. Actually, these are the questions. I thought they were the questions I asked Al, but this is a hard one. You can't. Best footballer you've played with?
Best footballer I've played with, or trained with. I trained with Chris Grant. That doesn't matter. Best footballer I think I've played with on the footy field. Oh,
That's a hard one.
short answer.
You've got a lot of good mates out there you play with?
Yeah, I know. I can't remember yesterday.
Do not say Ricky Musk. You know, he's a bit singer at it a lot, but I'm not that best footballer.
Best footballer. That's so hard.
Do you want me to come back to that question?
Yeah, come back to that. Actually,
Okay, yeah,
I got to think long and hard.
This is like Family Feud. Pass on that.
What about Masters? I played with Matty Smith. He's a really good footballer.
Anyone you played with? Juniors?
He was really good. Matty Miller's good too.
But I'll give you can come back to best Glen Orden footballer you played with.
Oh, has to be Ricky Muscat, wouldn't it? No.
Yeah, I knew it. We're not saying you because you got a strop from the seniors.
I reckon Dean Derridge.
Dean Derridge.
He was a good footballer. He was good.
I actually played football, true story. I played footy with his older brother down at Kensington.
Oh, wow.
They were actually Kensington people.
Oh, wow.
Could play Dean Derridge.
He was a good player.
Yeah, 100%. Favourite food? Well, don't say like
Oh, my
potatoes.
God.
Do not say like potatoes.
Easy. Hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
Dogs.
Mustard?
I love the shape, not the shape. Oh,
The chuck it out.
I love the
It's not the Shillong hot dog, is it? You're killing me.
I used to get a free hot dog for doing the scoreboard. I should do this actually, should I? Oh my God. No, just I love getting it in.
These days you can do anything.
Yeah. I love a hot dog.
Hot dog.
And mashed potato.
And mashed potato. There you go.
So boring.
You didn't know. I don't want a hot dog. All right. What car do you drive?
Mercedes Benz.
You pinched that. He definitely pinched that. Do you really drive Mercedes Benz?
Mercedes Benz.
So, and you charged me $500 to come on the show. No wonder you drive. Oh, there you go, viewers. A Mercedes Benz. I haven't even got a car. Any chance you give me a name? Say, actually, neighbour's been sacked too, isn't it?
Is this your neighbour's house we're in now?
Just about. All right. Favourite movie?
Oh, favourite movie. I love Pretty Woman.
I actually do rate that show. Do rate that show.
Yes. I just love.
What do you like about that show?
It's about a prostitute.
Yeah. No.
I I'm joking.
No,
I'm joking.
no.
But we used to get treated like that, yeah?
100% we
We'd
did.
walk into shops and people are like, we're not serving you. I'm like, why? Because you stole from me last week. Happened to us all the time.
It's going to happen to me now. I'm 57 and still doing the same shit. No, you're right, mate. Pretty Woman's a decent show. All right, the last question. Most famous person you work with?
Oh, that's hard. Most famous, I opened for Husey. He's pretty famous.
Yeah.
I opened for Arch Barker a couple of weeks ago. I worked with Bubba from Crossy Demons.
Okay, it's a fair one.
Yeah, like I said before, Irish Fear. Well, yeah, I was his driver. And
Well, it's pretty, you know what, and I'm not being smart, but do you have to pinch yourself?
oh man,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable. Sometimes, like, you know, I went through some tough times back then. I won't go into it, but just worked my ass off, and I drove home sometimes and go, "This is unbelievable."
Yeah.
Like I dropped Husey off at home. Like this is, but then like no disrespect, and it doesn't really. Now it's just normal for me. But when at first I was like, "This is unbelievable," and I used to be like a fanboy, like, "Can I get a photo? Can I get a photo?" But now it's just second nature. But people I walk into the rooms and these people are like well known and they're saying hi to me. It's like, so surreal.
Yeah, and that's a credit to you. And
Yeah.
What is, before I let you go, what's Husey actually like as a bloke?
Really good bloke.
Really good bloke, and that.
Very forgetful, but really good. Yeah, really nice.
Yeah.
Shout out to Warwick Cupper the other day, just when I say forgetful. He said, so I've worked with Warwick a lot now, and he said, hey, this is just a quick story. He's like, hey, Greg. I said, my name's Greg. He goes, anyway, Greg. Thank you, Warwick. My name's Brett. It's so surreal sometimes, but I had to pinch myself when I walked in here today because I'm with Phil. So,
look, and I'll be honest, and we're going to dag each other now. We're going to do the old dags. Look, we're not going to reach out to come on the show.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to be honest.
Yeah.
I thought, no chance. You're hanging around Warwick Cupper, Pooja Bardo, fucking Marilyn Monroe. I'm thinking, why would he come in there? You look, we've known each other for years.
Yeah.
The thing is, pretty
short notice as well. It's going to be 4 days.
Short notice. But the thing I like about this show and yourself, things like that, we don't forget where we come from.
Nah, you can never forget where you come from. And it sounds a bit wankerish, but this sounds so weird. No, I come to Werribee and I'm on obviously Wyndham TV. I do the radio and different stuff, so I do get bombarded a bit. And it's hard to do different stuff, but as soon as you asked me to come on here, and I couldn't wait to, I was actually excited to, because you do meet all these people, and people's like, oh, it's so cool because you meet all these people, but most of them you don't have nothing in common with, so you can't sit there and have a conversation about dead air. Yeah. But with you, we've been mates for years, so this means more to me than all of that stuff. Yeah. So good, and I love it, man.
And like I said, when you did come on the show, I just thought, it was going to be, look, a show for the viewers, to know, okay, you've got Brittany Hunter, it's a bit about your story. Brittany Hunter, the junior footballer that wore my rock.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. 15!
Played 6 years of football, but it's come up with all this resume. To be
I got a 12 as well.
to be going into the comedian, I remember when you first started there.
Oh, yeah. It was, and everyone told me not to do it.
No,
you actually backed me, I remember.
100%.
And everyone was saying, don't do it, you're going to embarrass yourself, don't do it. But now I've been to America, I've been to England, been all over the world for comedy. And you yourself and a couple of others were just saying, stick at it. And it was very tough times in there, but now it's second nature.
Yeah, and I always believe in even coaching football, with the young blokes, you've got to support them.
Yeah.
Even with this show, when we've spoken about it, even if it fails, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Because, like I said, my footy knowledge is fucking raw.
Yeah. I like it.
But
I'm the same.
It's raw, but you know what? We're not even going to talk about footy games to Saturday, because No one wants to hear that shit.
Yeah,
You know,
who gives a
I
crap?
could say to you, our trainers playing such and such this week. Who's going to win?
I don't give a crap.
Yeah, no, exactly right. And to be honest, someone that's doing a footy show don't know shit about it either.
Yeah.
So, but
Well, I am playing Werribee Masters now, and I would like you to come down.
what have you made? You actually played with a friend of mine. No, you're actually too old. But Tommy Samanas plays in a
Oh,
over 55s.
No,
yeah,
I'm playing one, so
Exactly
on the ball.
right. And you know what?
We need to get more players down there.
Before we go, we would have played more once games at Buffer.
Yeah.
At Buffer in Friday.
Monsters! Monsters!
And you know the best thing? He had Curter behind him as well. Curter. Fucking Curter. And even I think we were chucking Nathan Lovell was there too.
Lovell.
No, brilliant. Like I said, absolute legend for coming in. I do appreciate it.
Make sure you support my videos that's out there now.
100%. But Brett, if you want to give your podcast,
Yeah, well, we're doing more lives and that sort of thing on TikTok. So it's just Brett the Comedian on Instagram, and yeah, head over there and you'll see all our new stuff. And I'm going to try get filling some videos.
and if you haven't seen one of Brett's shows,
Yeah, come out and watch some comedy.
100%, I can vouch for it myself. So
Yeah, free tickets whenever you buy some tickets. Does that make sense?
you actually made me pay. And you're giving away free tickets. You're a good. But Brett, absolute legend. Every guest that comes on the show, obviously we've got a warhead to join it. We're still under budget.
Yeah.
So if you ever do run out of toilet paper,
Perfect.
here's a couple of rolls. So.
Thank you, mate. Excellent.
All right.
Thank you, Cam.
Brett, viewers, Brett, absolute legend.
I'll be back.
Viewers, I hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks to Alan and Brady for coming on the show, and
Make sure you share the shit out of it so Bill gets me back on that.
share it, and because absolutely great show tonight. So enjoy your night, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.